So my wonderful, wonderful phone decided to tell me I need to update. So that's why it's cut. That's why it's in two parts, this video. My melanated people, it's interesting how it cut at that point. Anyway, not going to say a word. My melanated people, this is for you. This is for you. The more sunlight, or even the more darker that we are, the more sunlight that we need. I know it's not always easy for depending on what part of the world that we live in, but I need you to really consider going outside and getting as much sun as you possibly can. It's super, uber important. What happens when you do get that sunlight? Your body, your organs work to its maximum level. It's literally like photosynthesis. What happens with plants? You are feeding your body with nutrients with the sunlight. Even if it's a cloudy day, depending on where you live, if you can just get out there. I know. Oh, excuse me. That's the neighbours looking to pick somebody up, I think. Anyway, yes, there is research out there that's free for you to plug into, and I don't mind saying it on this channel. It's called Hidden Science Academy. Hidden Science Academy, they're a UK-based organisation that give you information that helps you. It's called Hidden Science Academy. They're on VMO. They've got their own website as well, actually. And a prolific there's a few of them that's part of the team, but particularly Leon Marshall. He talks about melanin, and he talks about the benefits of certain foods, sunlight. He really breaks it down. He's a scientist. We call him a scientist because he really is, and he gets into the science of it. And he talks about the professionals and how they may not exactly tell you what's good for you when it comes to melanated people, because they're going from a European perspective, but he comes from a perspective of melanated people, which is very useful for us. So the sun, water, grounding, eating, exercise. Some people hear that word and just freeze up. It means the gym. No, it really doesn't mean the gym. So on the internet, there are wonderful videos that you can plug into, because there's people who actually cannot walk, believe it or not. There's people in the world that can't walk, but they are very fit. And what they've done is shared videos of exercising, working up a sweat when you're sitting down. So you can actually, there's people with different disorders that stop them from standing for very long time. So I encourage people, even if you're able to stand up for long periods of time, try out exercises sitting down, and get a chair and do some exercises. Learn off the internet. You could do it for 5 minutes. You could do 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes at 5 p.m. I think I've mentioned the circadian rhythm. The circadian rhythm is something you can have a look online, and there's certain times of day we should be doing certain things, whether it's eating, whether it's exercising, whether it's whether it's coordination. There's different times of the day which is more optimal than others. So I think we really need to stick or try to work towards the circadian rhythm to help us get the most function out of our bodies, It's easier said than done, of course. So we're going to have to train. I say this a lot, but we're retraining our bodies to be differently, to respond differently. We're retraining our brains to think differently. Retraining, like I said, a body about breathing, it's a training. You're literally training yourself. And it's not about being hard on yourself. We have to understand that our body wants to go back to the way that we've been doing it for so long. So the more we engage, the easier it is to continue the routine. The more we engage, the easier it is to continue the routine. Now, make sure what you've chosen is something that's doable. Make sure what you've chosen is something that's doable. So if you find, it might get easier if you find walking around the block is a challenge. After about doing it for a week, you might find it easier, but it's still a challenge. Maybe not walking around the block is good for you. Maybe sitting doing exercises for 7 minutes, or start for 2 minutes, then build it up for 3, then build it up for 5, then build, like everybody's different. I know we get taught to do things in a particular way, but one size does not fit all. You are experimenting with your body, experimenting with the mind and the way you think and your brain. So take things in stages, write things down. This didn't quite work. This is what a bugbear is for me. And then tweak things, There is always a solution. In fact, you all have the solution within you. Like all of the answers that you need are within you. Whether it's to become a billionaire, whether it's to be the best version of self and raise your self-esteem, all of the solutions are with you. You can use these different tools and tips that have been suggested to you, but it all lies within you. If you don't make the motion, the moves, then nothing will manifest, nothing will happen, if that makes sense. Even if it's just a tiny, tiny bit. Emotions is energy in motion. That's what emotion is about. So if you're feeling quite happy and elated, it's energy in motion. If you're feeling quite low, quite depressed, that's energy in motion. And we can actually do things about it in order to, whether it's for 2 minutes, whether to shift the dimension, we can do something about it. So we're not in the constant state of the depression or the low mood or the anxiousness. We can shift it, even if it's 30 seconds or for half an hour. And that's about manipulating, and it's about us being present. It's about us coming outside of ourselves and reflecting and introspecting. What else? Oh my God, there's so much. So biologically, I want you to have a look at what the endocrine system is about. It's about different glands: the pituitary gland, the hypothalamus, pineal gland, the ovaries, the testes, these different types of glands. Now, one of the reasons why I suggested exercise, nutrition, well-being, it's because we can regulate these different glands that actually give us, it regulates us, our body. So many things, different ways. I'm not going to go into it, but I want you to think about having a detox from people that get you down. I'm burning some incense here, so you might see some smoke come across. And this is about, it's frankincense. I like frankincense. Anyway, I digress. Back. So I want you to really think about getting rid of certain people in your life, or detoxing, having a break from them. And I don't really care who it is. If they're not willing to give you that space, whether it's 4 days or 2 weeks, then do they really care about who you are? It could be your grandma. I love grandma. I love grandma. But grandma, if you can't give me a week where I've got that space, then do you really care about my well-being, because I want to encourage people to raise and balance out their frequency level, their level of, oh gosh, what would you say? Like, detox isn't just about, okay, let me water fast for 2 days and then get some fruit in. It's about the air that I breathe. What am I around? Trees? Am I around nature? And it's also about what people come to you with. A lot of people really just come to others with their problems, or come to people with all this negativity. And we really need to just be mindful about how much we're taking in, and gossiping. And yeah, it might be a challenge, because a lot of people might feel guilty. A lot of people might feel like, they might be guilt tripped as well, But I really need you to think about starting off with a day. If you can't give yourself one day where you are just having that day for yourself, I understand that some people have children, some people have responsibilities. On the plane, whoever's been on a plane, they ask you to put your nozzle on first before your child. Because if you're not well enough to do all of these different things for other people, then what's going to happen? What is going to happen? So I want you to see, like, you spending that day, that half a day, that week away, is you investing in self, you putting on that nozzle to make sure that you're well enough to do the things for others, and it's self-compassionate. And I want you to maybe put things in place, or ask people to support you, the ones that you really think should have your back, the ones that you trust, to help you. It's great asking for help. You might feel guilty, you might feel bad. You deserve the help. And the more you, like I was saying, invest in yourself, the more returns you'll see. I love my family, every single one of them. I refuse to have them around me when I know that all they are is someone who likes to take energy and seep energy. Take and take. I will have them around in small doses. And I'll let them know that not today. No, I can't. And I'll do this diplomatically, and I do this with love, because I really don't like being taken advantage of, and I don't like people taking advantage of others. I really don't like that. But it's something that happens, and I can control my spaces, my environment, and I have done the work on self to work through having to tell people no. It's very powerful when you say no. And if somebody's going to make you feel guilty for saying no, you don't have to have an explanation. If someone's going to make you feel guilty for saying no, that's on them. We may take the guilt on a little bit, but remember, we need to regulate our emotions. It's on them. I have a duty of care to myself in order for me to be a great therapist, a great sister, a great friend. I have a duty of care to myself first, before anybody else. And I don't want people to use that as a cuss and tell people off with that information. Do it with love. Tell them no with love, not today. If they ask you why not, I don't want to give you a reason. I shouldn't have to give you a reason. It's just that, no, not today. It's not a good day. Do it with love. Do everything with love. Cook your food with love. Hug your family. Ground yourself with love. Drink the water with love. Another thing I want people to think about is looking at, with the exercise, I think martial arts, preparing ourselves to defend ourselves is really important. It's great doing the psychological work within, doing the emotional healing. That's all great. Yoga is all great. And a friend pointed out to me, we might need to equip ourselves educationally so we can battle using the pen mightier than the sword, yeah? We don't need to battle with words. but we could do that with love. We might need to physically defend ourselves, and we can do that with martial arts. We need to be strong physically as well as up here and in here. I want people to think about looking into martial arts. It could be Qigong, it could be Muay Thai, it could be anything, anything. Just getting, the stance, the grounding, center of gravity. It's very important. I think, I could be wrong, but I believe that we're not only dealing with a psychological war, a spiritual war, an emotional war. I think we're dealing with a physical war as well. And some people, with all these different restrictions, are going to be attacked physically. And if that's the case, and people are being attacked physically all the time, and if that's the case, then what are we doing to make sure that we're protecting ourselves? Are we actually engaging in self-defense classes? How can I protect my family if I don't know basic moves, And it's not a criticism, again, it's just for you guys to have a think about. Anyway, I hope these videos have been useful to you. I had to have a break. I think it's been about, is it 2 weeks? I had to remove myself from media, had to have some time off work. Again, I'm into practicing what I preach. Like, I cannot speak with my clients and not be doing the same thing for myself. I can't take the hypocrisies. I'm very integral. I am peace. I am connected to the divine force. I am an abundance of love. I am doing the work on self to be better for self and others. I am a billionaire. I am great. My manifestations, my self-affirmations. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed these videos. It's good to be back. I feel refreshed. I feel great. I feel good. Let me know what you guys want to, because you sometimes send messages saying, more please. And I'm like, okay, is that more of the same thing? Or is that just more videos? Or like, what is it that you want to hear from me? If you're not quite sure, that's fine, because boom, I'm going to keep it moving. I think another video that I'm going to do is about blockages. This video really helps people with blockages. How can they help themselves? But I think maybe psychological blockages I'll work with, emotional blockages I'll work with maybe next time. I'm not sure. Let me know what you think. Anyway, I'm going to leave you, beautiful people. Looking forward to hearing from your comments. Shout out to the silent listeners. Shout out to those ones that have asked me how I'm doing. Not seen you for a while. I appreciate you checking in. It's good to have the break. So if you don't see me for a week or two, that's why. I'm just having a break. I'm good to go, Anyway, I hope you have a fantastic week. I hope you guys are in abundance of love, joy, and balance. And if not, check out my videos, find out, just get back to self. Peace and prosperity. And hopefully, I'll catch you guys on my channel again.